This video is for Knowledge Organiser 9 for your 9Theta classes. What I'd like you to do is read the Knowledge Organiser, that's the front page, and work through the examples with me. Then try the questions on the second page and complete any maths watchwork set by your class teacher. So, last lesson we looked at working out and converting units of area. Today we're going to look at converting units of volume. So, the beginning of your Knowledge Organiser starts like this. I'm going to just work through this with you just to kind of explain what it means. So it's talking about how you have a cube. If you imagine the units for that cube is 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre. Now, if we wanted to talk about the same cube, so the same length, but now that it's in millimetres, we would say that that had the lengths of 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters. We know this because 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters. Now, we want to work out the volume for each of these. So to do this, we do 1 times 1 times 1. You've done this earlier in a Knowledge Organiser, so you should know this already, but that would give us 1 centimeter cubed. For this cube, which I'd like to point out again, just remind you, it's the same size, same volume as the other cube, it's just the units are written in millimeters instead of centimeters. You do 10 times 10 times 10, and that's going to give you 1000 millimeters cubed. Now, when we look at the conversion, to go from centimeters to millimeters, you times by 10. But when we have a look at this here, it's been times by 1000. Now, this follows a very similar pattern as what happened in our last Knowledge Organiser when we were converting area. And what happens in this is that we look at what's happened to our units for this conversion here. And if you think, if something is times by 10, then times by 10, then times by 10, that's the same as saying 10 cubed, and that would give us 1000. So what's happened is we look at our units, the powers on our units, and we cube our conversions from our conversions for length. Okay? So I'll show you how this works in action. So you have this problem here. It says convert the volume of 382,000 centimeters cubed into meters cubed. What I would say is these types of questions are typically on a calculator paper. You'll need a calculator to support you with this, okay? So if we have a look, 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. And to do this, we divide by 100, okay? So I write down that's how many centimeters cubed, and we want to convert it into meters cubed. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide this by 100, but we need to look at our powers. So if we have a look at our powers here and here, they're cubed. Now, similar to what our last page said, we need to cube our units of conversion, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cube this. It's the same as dividing by 100, dividing by 100, and then dividing by 100. Okay? So, if I do this, what happens is, it's the same as dividing by 1 million as well, but what happens is, and I've just wrote that wrong, so forgive me. So same as divided by a million. What happens is when I put that into a calculator, what comes out is 0.382. Okay. So I'm going to show you this on one of the questions from the second page to kind of help you get started on this as well. So if we have a look at this question here, you've got 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters. Notice what you're starting off with. So you're giving you 15 centimeters cubed, you want to turn into millimeters, so I'm thinking whether I times or I divide in which direction that operation goes. So I'm timesing by 10. I've then got my 15 centimeters cubed. It equals something to the millimeters cubed. I then times by 10, and what I do is I would cube it. So it's times by 10, times by 10, times by 10, or times by 1,000. If I do that, I get 150, 1,500, 1,500, and that gives me my final answer. So this is part B of your knowledge organizer. So that can help you get started in terms of that. I'd like you to try the questions and any work set from MathsWatch. Thank you.